Well, we're back with the guitar and with a new video. In today's video we will be talking a little bit about guitars and mainly about Fender and Ibanez with two direct approaches. So first of all, as you already know, I'm an Ibanez fan. And this is the Geo series model. Well, Geo series model is relatively cheap. It's basically an entry-level guitar that you can buy very cheaply for like $150 to $200, and this series is basically an entry level. Yes, it's still Ibanez, the very famous brand for making amazing guitars, but this is the series that is cheap. So let's just talk about guitars for a second. So you have your basic guitar, which is like this, for example. It does its job, and it does its job quite well. And it's not very pricey, but it's not for professional use. You can still use it for professional use, but it's not going to be as good as like a very professional guitar. So companies who usually make guitars, they want their company to be known as the one that makes the amazing guitars, not the ones that are just off-brand or like cheaply made or simple. So companies had two ways to adapt to this. It's either we go with the style of, like, for example, Fender right here, which I happen to have their gig bag. What Fender did is actually smart. Since their guitars are kind of pricey, coming like for $400 for the cheapest one possible, for Fender, not Squier, they managed to think of a new idea on how to target new segments in the market. And that idea was make a flanker brand. You make a new brand with the same brand, but with a new image, with a new market and new people. So what they did is they made Squier. Squier is like the cheaper alternative to Fender. Yeah, it's good, but it's not Fender good, it's Squier good. That's what they were aiming for. Squier is basically like the entry level. People usually buy it like for as a gift, or like for like someone who just starting guitar. Nobody would buy a Fender on their first day because they don't want to commit to such a high price tag. So they buy the Squier, they use the Squier, they like it, they can upgrade to Fender. If they don't like it, it's just a Squier. It's not very pricey and it doesn't have that big of a resale value. That's the first thing. Flanker branding. Make a new company for another segment of the market. So that's good, but it's kind of like lowers the quality of the guitars. So everyone who uses Squier is just gonna be, oh no, I don't use Squiers, or he's not a fan of them. Or the second thing, it's just not as famous as Fender. Yeah, Squier is famous because of Fender, but it's not as famous as Fender. And that's the only obstacles that I can see with my humble mind. But what Ibanez did is also smart. This is Ibanez Geo. I just showed it to you. I'll show it again in the next videos, hopefully. And Ibanez still retains the name, which means people are still gonna see this guitar. It's gonna be Ibanez, yeah. It's good. Ibanez makes good guitars, so probably this one is good. The thing is the series and the prices. So Ibanez has a lot of series and even signature guitars, and the Geo series is the cheapest one possible to buy online or from the Ibanez themselves. Because the Geo series is just like an entry-level guitar, so they retain the market known as the Ibanez sells reliable guitars, and they still have like, it's Ibanez, it's good. But this comes with a problem. The Geo series is cheaply made. It uses very cheap materials, which means the quality control is not that good, and it can tarnish the image of Ibanez overall. For someone who's new to guitars, if he buys one Ibanez Geo and he doesn't like it, he's not gonna be back for Ibanez yet again. And that's the upside and the downside of Ibanez. In today's video, we mainly talked about Ibanez and Fender, two different marketing strategies, one flanker branding and one is just making a cheaper series. Hope you liked the video. See you next time.